Hocam isterseniz başlayabiliriz. Nasıl uygun görürseniz.
Siz bilirsiniz katılımcılar olacaksa. Evet geldi şimdi geldi. Suardi Hoca şimdi bağlandı sanırım. Başlayabiliriz isterseniz. It's my pleasure to welcome all the participants today for the 6th TESAM Conference 2022. It was a great opening ceremony a couple of days ago at Marmara University. First of all, I would like to thank you to the board of TESAM and their business partners for this amazing organization. And today we are going to talk about effect on social structure. And my topic is, I'm a moderator, and at the same time, I have a presentation about digitalization, Generation Z, and entrepreneurship. Welcome, all of you. Could you please tell about yourself?
Let me start, maybe.
Okay.
It's okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Ömer Çağrı Özdemir. I'm a PhD student at Science and Technology Policies Research Department of the Middle East Technical University. My PhD supervisor is Professor Pınar Acar. And here I am going to present about the financial technologies and the adaptation level of SMEs to fintech in Turkey.
Fintech in Turkey.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Professor Ismail Suardi.
Yes, madam. Thank you very much. I am here. It is a great opportunity for me to join us for these sessions in the Congress, namely the sixth International Social Science Congress, Revolution of Technology through the Eyes of Social. It is a great welcome that Madam, every one of us in the group welcome me as part of the invited speaker. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Dr. Murtaza. Hello.
Hello. My name is Murtaza Ocaklu. I am working in Istanbul Aydın University. It's a great opportunity and a great honor for me to join to this Congress. My topic is the impact of the COVID-19 on international trade, the case of the UA 27 countries and Turkey. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And who wants to be first?
It's up to you. You can choose.
Okay.
If it is okay, I can start.
Sure, you can start.
Okay, we can share screen, I think.
Sure, you can.
Is it okay? Can you see the presentation?
We can see fintech, small and medium enterprises. Nice topic.
Yes. Good evening again. It's a great privilege to be here. As I said, I'm a PhD student at Science and Technology Policies Research Program of Middle East Technical University, but I have another hat. I'm also working as a finance director of COSGAP, the Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Development Organization. So our research is mainly about evaluating the level of, we can say, digital finance literacy of Turkish SMEs. And with our research, at the end of our research, after evaluating the level of digital finance literacy, we would like to discuss and make some policy recommendations, especially about managing adaptation process of SMEs to financial technologies. This is very important for us indeed, since COSGAP is the main responsible public body to serve and support Turkish SMEs. So let me talk about the content of my presentation. The presentation pass, the second slide, or did it pass?
This is, the second slide.
Okay. Our research is structured in the following manner. First of all, I would like to give some brief information about SMEs in Turkey, and then again a brief overview of the main barriers that SMEs face to access finance, again in Turkey, and later how digitalization is an enabler for SME finance, and how different fintech solutions address to solve these barriers to access to finance. And later, there are two sides in the market, you know, demand side and supply side. I would like to give some basic information about fintech ecosystem of Turkey, and then the main challenges of fintech in Turkey. And I will finish with some brief information on our research aim and methodology of the study. All of you know, small and medium-sized enterprises play a vital role as a driving force in all economies around the world, developed or developing economies or emerging markets. And of course, in Turkey, SMEs are very important. They are the backbone of, we say, they are the backbone of our economy. They comprise more than 99.8% of the all enterprises, and they contribute to employment 78%, and export, as you can see, is 36%. So here you can see that SMEs are very important for Turkey, but since they play, although they play a major role in Turkish economy, there are the lack of access to finance problem is very critical for Turkish SMEs. It is a very critical barrier for the growth of SMEs, and we can say that SMEs face greater financing obstacles than larger counterparts in Turkey. So they enjoy very less access to external finance. According to the banking regulatory authority, only 23% of bank loans are used by SMEs in Turkey, although they comprise more than 99.8% of the SME enterprises. There are many reasons which prevent SMEs from accessing enough finance. You can see higher cost of reaching and serving SMEs. These are the main ones. Of course, you can count a lot of barriers. The second one is information asymmetries, lack of collateral, lack of financial literacy. We can say about the higher cost that the banks which wants to serve to SMEs, the operational costs are the same with the higher volume of loans. So there are operational costs here for the banks, and they prefer generally larger firms and larger amounts of credits here. So higher cost of reaching and serving SMEs is a big barrier for our Turkish SMEs in Turkey to access the finance. The second one is we can see all of the countries this problem. SMEs tend to have less information, less data. We can say official data maybe, and these information asymmetries lead to non-availability of financial and credits, which is needed by SMEs in Turkey. The banks cannot assess creditworthiness of SMEs truly because of the problems that SMEs present their information. So they see the SME loans as riskier than the larger firms. And they generally they have tend to offer higher interest rates and higher collaterals from SMEs. The collateral is a big problem again for SMEs. So the lack of sufficient collateral make the SMEs to not reach the credits they need to invest, export, etc. The last one is the lack of financial literacy. This part is very much interrelated with our research topic, I think. The lack of financial literacy is also a big problem for SMEs. When we look at the SMEs in Turkey, we can see that most of them do not have any finance department. Even there is no employer who knows about finance, who can direct SMEs to loans or leasing, etc. So it's a big problem for SMEs, the lack of financial literacy. So what we see, especially after the COVID-19 process, there's a digitalization of everything. Innovation is everywhere. So the financial services is also digitalized in this process. And then we started to discuss whether this digital financial services can help closing the financial gap for SMEs and provide some alternative sources of funding to SMEs. Apart from we can say, conventional banks or the other financial operations or the financial institutions. There are many research argue that digitalization and automation make the financing processes more efficient, and so lowering the costs of finance for SMEs. We think that this is correct in Turkey. But there are problems about access to data generally in the world. With the rapid technological developments, which is rapidly increased, we think that it is easier to access to that data now for the lending institutions. So the use of alternative finance can be, with the, of course, additional information, can be a door for SMEs to access to finance. This is, of course, the digitalization, of course, make these processes less time consuming. Think that a person or an owner of the SME, when he or she wants to apply to a loan in the past, should go to bank offices. But now you can do this with you can reach fintech services with your mobile phones or the computer. So this is with digital transformation, the time for accessing finance is become lesser. So this is a very big advantage for SMEs. And easy to analyze this is for, of course, again, the institutions, finance institutions, with the artificial intelligence or the machine learning. It's now very easy to analyze the enterprises or SMEs or individuals' data, and so they can conclude about giving an finance to SME or not giving. This map presents the SME fintech landscape of Turkey. These are startups which works on SME fintech generally, startups working on fintech generally. As you can see, financial technology is rapidly growing in Turkey. There are many startups here. There are many players here we can say that the fintech ecosystem comprises of these startups with payment processing, which are dealing with payment processing, money remittances, transfers, bill payments, accounting, personal finance, even cryptocurrency. And we can say that there are crowdfunding systems, platforms in Turkey, now more than 3. So we can say that the fintech ecosystem in Turkey is rapidly expanding. So it is, for example, there are now 7 digital banks licensed by the Banking Regulation Authority of Turkey in Turkey. These digital banks, you know, is banks without physical branches, which are providing banking services through electronic channels, mobile channels. So we can say that the fintech ecosystem is developing in Turkey. So the supplier side is ready in Turkey. But what about the demand side? In our research, we will try to understand the awareness of the demand side, apart from the individuals, especially focusing on the SMEs. So we will try to find out if they are ready for this digital transformation or not, our SMEs. Yes, there are the fintech ecosystem has been developing, but of course there are challenges still there. These challenges make it difficult for SMEs to adopt digital financial products, totally adopt digital financial products. The main areas where challenges have been identified can be counted as digital financial literacy level, and awareness of fintech, especially in SMEs, digital infrastructure and financial supervision, and thirdly, the regulation, data privacy and data protection. Of course, it's no doubt that the data privacy and data protection is very important for expanding the fintech or digital financial services in all over the world, also in Turkey. We can say that Turkey is in a good position in digital infrastructure that fosters widespread internet access and use, and smartphone using in Turkey is very good, the level of usage of smartphone. And cybersecurity frameworks are developed and being used in Turkey again. So we can say that the digital infrastructure and finance supervision is in a good position. There are also some regulatory frameworks that encourage financial innovation. For example, in Turkey, as I said before, there is a regulation for digital banking. And there is a, although it's very new, there is a regulation about the data protection. An authority has been established 3 years ago in Turkey to deal with the personal data protection. So we've seen that there's a growing ecosystem in Turkey. The supplier side is ready. They present many digital financial tools to both individuals and businesses. But what about the demand side, as I said before? Do the businesses or individuals have a clear understanding of fintech applications? Do they ready to share their data or willing to use financial technologies? So we put our research aim as this, and accurate and up-to-date awareness and usage of fintech is vital. And we will try to review the level of Turkish SMEs awarenesses on digital financing technologies. And at the end, we will try to make some policy recommendations to develop this area, this phenomenon in Turkey. This is the last slide. We are going to conduct a survey to collect information. After that, we will analyze this results of this survey. As I said, we will make some remarks and recommendations, especially in the public policy sphere in Turkey. We are going to focus on Turkish SMEs, especially in manufacturing sector, we will distribute our survey to the respondents via our COSGAP's database system. This is a big advantage for us. COSGAP has a database system of SMEs in Turkey. There are more than 1.5 million SMEs in this database, approximately 100,000 SMEs in manufacturing sector is again in this database. So we will share our survey via COSGAP database system. What kind of a survey we will be using here? OECD, all of you know, OECD has been working on both financial literacy and digital financing literacy very deeply. And they developed a toolkit for measuring financial literacy. And we are going to adapt this toolkit to the digital financial literacy. We will add some new concepts there. And we'll use this, I say will, but we sent our survey to SMEs. So we used this toolkit for measuring digital financial literacy with some adaptations from Turkey and the digital sphere. Mm-hmm. Thank you. If you have any questions.
Thank you so much. Any question? I have a question.
Okay.
What is the definition of SME in Turkey? Is there any difference between United States and Turkey?
Yeah, there is a difference with United States. We adopted our SME definition with European Union. In European Union, there is difference with European Union SME definition with USA SME definition, Japan SME definition. In Turkey, we called SMEs, which has less than 250 employees. For example, in America, this is for SMEs. They put 500-person employees as a threshold. But as I said, we are in a adaptation process with European Union, although it is it's not very rapid nowadays. We used the person 250 and the net sales 250 million again.
Thank you so much. Mr. Ömer Çağrı Özdemir participated from Middle East Technical University.
Thank you.
Thank you for your participation. And Mr. Murtaza Agoğlu.
Ocaklı. Actually, my surname is Turkish, but I am foreign. I am not from Turkey.
Your surname is Turkish?
Yeah, it's Turkish. But written in English as Ocaklı.
Ocaklı, I see.
Yeah, but I am not Turkish. I would like to, I prepare my presentation in English, but I would like to present in Turkish. Because I am foreign, I would like to improve my Turkish also, if it's okay for you.
The session is English, that's why we want your
presentation. So, okay, I try to present in English. Okay, let's.
Other professors from all over the world, from Indonesia.
Okay, I got it. Okay, my topic is about the impact of the COVID-19 on international trade, and the case of the Euro 27 and Turkey. Sorry. As you know, the COVID and international trade is severely affected by COVID-19, and we have a special situation in Turkey also. Turkish lira decreased by 45%, and devaluation is happened in Turkey also. So, as you know, the international trade is severely affected by nominal exchange rate. So, in both sides, Turkish trade is affected. In this study, we try to measure how COVID-19 affects Turkish international trade, and we use two methodology for this purpose. The one of them is J curve, and the other one is S curve models. And these models are well known in international trade, and we use the Eurozone 27 countries for this purpose. Why? Because I will say why we choose UN 27 countries. Okay, let's see the effect of COVID-19 on international the world. How COVID-19 affect the world trade. As you may remember, IMF called the effect of the COVID-19 on international trade a crisis like no others. So the effect of the COVID-19 really was so great on the international trade. As you see in this graph, almost export is 39% decrease, and import is 29% decrease. The impact of the COVID-19 on export was more than import. The effect of the 28 financial crisis on export was almost 40%. So we can say the COVID-19 has affected the world trade almost as much as 28 financial crisis. And we chose UN zone. Why? Because the UN zone, especially 28 countries or 27, we use the data of the 27 countries. But in this slide, I use the 28 countries data. Why? Because the 41% of the Turkish export is with European zone, European countries. This is the largest countries that Turkey have a trade partner. This is the export. For the import, almost 33% of the Turkish import is over the Eurozone also. This is a great, the most largest trade partner also for the import. So we chose Eurozone 28 country in our study. As you can see, here this graph shows the Turkey and Euro 27 trade balance from US dollar. As you can see, almost all the period is negative from the Turkey, but in 2018 it became positive, and the effect of this positive is still, I think this still is a positive. We use the last, let me see, the last data of us is 22. The last of the last quarter of 2022 still is a positive. As I told you, we use two methodology for our estimation. The one of them is J curve. This is a so popular phenomenon in 80s. because as you remember, in the literature, some of the countries, some of the countries based on Marshall-Lerner condition. If a country decrease or devaluate his money, he can more export and get more advantage about the devaluation of this money. This phenomenon is called J curve. And the other one is S curve. S curve is a direct relationship between the nominal exchange rate of the country with trade balance. We use this methodology for our data set. And this J curve actually is based on Behmani, Oskui, and Brooks in 1999 model. And the model is based on Cobb-Douglas model. Just a little mathematical differences between them. And we use this equation for estimation. And the coefficients of this model actually is not important. The most important coefficients is D3. I mean the coefficients of real exchange rate. If D3 be positive, it's mean J curve phenomenon happens. So let's see the result. This is our data and data set. And we use the real exchange. We calculate the real exchange rate by using a CPI for the European countries and CPI for Turkish, and also export and import and real GDP of Turkey and European Union. I forget to say about all estimation models. All estimation models is we use two estimation models. One of them is ARDL model. The other one is ARDL model. The one of them is developed by Pesaran, Shin, and Smith. Is so well known methodology. The other one is developed by Shin in 2014, as I remember. This equation is for ERDL model, or the equation, actually, estimated equation. And the other one, this slide shows the non-ARDL model that developed by Shin, Yu, and Greenwood in 2014. The differences between the non-ERDL and, let me see. Let me set the slide. Yeah, the differences between the ERDL and non-ERDL is that non-ERDL is a non-linear and asymmetric error correlation that allow us to know the asymmetric effect of the real exchange rate on trade. So we use both of them for a clear understanding about our estimation. This table is, I have a problem with slide. Yeah, this table is the result of our estimation. As I told you, the coefficients of the real exchange rate is most important coefficients for us. So we just look at these three. I don't know, you are seeing my mouse or not? These coefficients.
We can see.
As you can see, this coefficient is negative and statistically significant. And also this positive coefficients of the non-ERDL also is negative and statistically significant. The other coefficient is negative, but is not statistically significant. And the COVID period also is negative for the negative side of the non-ERDL, and the other one is positive, but statistically not significant. So we use the multiplier effect of non-ERDL model. We can see this more clearly of the both previous models. The positive effect of the increase in the real exchange rate has a large impact on the improving the Turkish trade balance. In addition, during the pandemic period, a real currency depreciation or devaluation of the Turkish lira has a positive impact on Turkish trade balance. And also we use a S-curve. S-curve is more simple than a J-curve. This is a simple testing simple correlation between the trade balance and real exchange rate, but with different lags. We use different lags, almost 10 lags. We use 10 different lags for this goal. And as you can see, all of the coefficients of the lags is negative, and we use a 10 lead also, following the Bahmani-Uskui and his co-workers, and also leads coefficients are negative. Before the COVID-19, also all of them is negative, and lead coefficients also are negative. But during the COVID period, we have some positive correlation. We find some positive correlation between them, especially in 9 lags and 9 lead, and also in 10 lag and 10 lead, we have a positive. We find positive correlation. But we follow the Bahmani-Uskui. Bahmani-Uskui for the trade balance use this formula. We use this formula for the S-curve, but we use the other formula for the trade balance with giving the ratio of the export to import, and we get a different result. Not so different, but a little different from this side. The lag of the COVID-19 period are positive, almost 6 coefficients are positive. Cross correlation not exhibiting the support the S-curve aggregate level, in aggregate level. In this case, cross correlation between the real exchange rate and the trade balance with 10 lags are around the minus 0.7 for full sample, and for the full sample for the COVID period is between minus 0.4 and minus 0.1. So the correlation during the period gets smaller than before. The conclusion is, we can say that 7 conclusion. This is study try to investigate the impact of the COVID-19 on trade between the Turkey and Euro 27 countries. We use J-curve and S-curve methodologies, RDL, ARDL and non-ARDL and multiple dynamic methods are used, and no evidence of the J-curve and S-curve we find. And also this has a consistent in previous studies. And during the pandemic, a real currency depreciation or devaluation of the Turkish lira had a more positive impact on the Turkish trade balance. And also cross correlation coefficients during the pandemic is smaller than the correlation between the pandemic with the different lag and different leads. And therefore, although the J-curve and S-curve were not detected, depreciation of the Turkish lira and the effect of the COVID-19 makes condition to favor of Turkish trade balance. Thank you for listening to me. If you have any question, I can answer you.
Thank you for your presentation.
You're welcome.
Any question? I think there is no question.
Okay, I'm here. If you have any question, I will answer in later.
Thank you so much. Mr. Professor Ismail Suadivekke, are you ready for your presentation?
Thank you, Madam, for the kind invitations. Can you listen to my voice?
Sure.
Yeah. Somehow, I'm in the middle of soccer World Cup, football World Cup. So somehow I'm afraid that my voice is not good enough to listen somewhere else in Turkey or around the world that where the Congress is running. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah wa la hawla wa la quwata illa billahil azim. It is an honor for me to speak in front of all of you since the Congress is good enough to maintain the communication between us, and I'm in the same time it is a good opportunity for me to speak with us, everyone here. We have friends from Istanbul Aden University, somewhere else we have from Middle East University, and in the name of friendship of us, it is I would like to introduce this kind of my research. Actually, I already prepared some presentation, but since this is a very fruitful discussion, allow me not to show for us the PowerPoint, but somehow just going and jump into conclusions, the future direction of our program. The first one, I'm running a group of smart people, students, to have the namely somehow training, and then if we can choose one or two of them to send to Istanbul to learn how the collaborative research is a very good opportunity. The second one, actually, this presentation about the STEM, how the Indonesian commitment about the STEM, the integrations of the religious school, religious institutions, and the science, technology, engineering, and math in the eye of social science. One more thing that actually even out that in the national level of Indonesia, it is the majority of Muslim society, but it is good for any kind of happiness to search out how the actually the institution of minority Muslim where is. So this is the future direction that I mentioned before. One more thing, I would like to name one institution. We call it in Indonesian language, YAPIS. How these kind of institutions go to engagement of the STEM. I would like to say it one more, that it's about the in the eye of social science. So I already come up with the proposal that even that this panel already in the coming few minutes will end up, but I would like to have our communications continuously to Omar Kadri Ozdemir from Middle East Technical University, from Mortaza Ejaglo for Istanbul Aden University. It might be in the term of TESAM Academy, we can go further for any kind of collaboration. I will stop this kind of presentation since this is actually not to complete, but just to continue where my colleague Prof. Ozdemir and Prof. Ojaglu already start. And thank you very much. I'm happy to come up with this kind of panel. At the same time, this is it is an honor for me to go further, that we will have a good collaboration. I'm not sure where the early time I will attend face-to-face meeting in Istanbul, but at least it is around July I will be there. But if I have any kind of schedule before, I'm more than happy to let you know. Thank you, dear moderator. Thank you, Madam, for this kind of invitation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do you have any question? I think there is no question. Thank you for your participation. And Mr. Dr. Cavit Süleymanlı, I think he's not here. If he's not here, I'm going to be the last one. I'm going to do my presentation. Yeah, I'm going to work on digitalization, Generation Z, and entrepreneurship. My name is Betül Ayça. I'm from Trakya University. It's in Edirne. I live in Istanbul. And this study aims to examine the relationship between digitalization, Generation Z, and entrepreneurship. More specifically, it explores the moderating roles of employee perception of digitalization in organizations and entrepreneurship. Also focus on reshaping of the digital culture concepts. And now we are focusing on new digital concepts for organizations. Everything's changing and organizations have to follow these new aspects. Generation Z, digitalization is the evaluation of new values for the strategies, most structures of employment and thinking and behavior in an organization. Our definition is Generation Z born in 2000 and 2020. As you know, Y generation born 1980 to 1999. Turkish population, 33% Z generation. And this is the majority. This group will be the most populous and influential generation. Y generation is approximately 32%. Totally, almost 65% of Turkish population is Y and Z generation. The characteristics and entrepreneurial skills of this generation are different from previous ones. Previous ones, we have silent generation. Now it's approximately 2% in Turkey. Baby boomers. Baby boomers was born 1945 to 64. Also, Generation X 1965 to 1979, and Generation Y 82, 99, and now Z 2000 and 2020. The last generations, Alpha generation, they just born in 2020. Z generation is marked by their different lifestyles and unique personality traits. Why we need to know what they like, what is their personality. Members of this generation were born in a digital environment, and we have to focus this Z generation. They originate from and live in an environment of technological and digital diversity. Generation Z, also called, I like iPhone, iGen. We called iGen, GenTech, Gen V, etc. Gen Z constantly functions in a digital technology and internet context, an environment in which the world has become smaller and where artificial intelligence is becoming more and more dominant. So the Generation Z contributes to human resources practice in different areas. This is what makes its important population in the field of human resource management, While entrepreneurship seems to appeal to millennials because of the increase in flexible and casual work environment. We saw for Y generation. Y generation wanted to be free, and they need to be social life, and they needed to have social life. Also, they like free Fridays, part-time jobs, gig workers. So Z is different from them. So in Turkey, we were a collectivist community. Now we started to be individual society with Y generation. Z generation is more individual than other generations. So in Turkey, individualism is coming. This entrepreneurial edge is perceived because job security is very important for Generation Z. One reason the direct entrepreneur route is more attractive to Gen Z is that this generation has tended to forego higher education more than millennials have and go directly into business. However, given the nature of employment, in most social and professional contexts today, educational certificates, degrees, and diplomas are still important and often required in order to secure good-paying jobs. Monetary benefits and job security is crucial to members of Generation Z, but the likelihood of not gaining employment without higher education certification remains high. Fortunately, social media has been advantageous for this group. They are using social media. Majority of Generation Z using social media. Generation Z has grown up in the social networking environment, so company managers and owners create platforms that enable them to easily find potential employees with the exact skills and talent they are looking for, making jobs and professional connections more available than before. So digitalization is very important for all of us. The study will be carried out with a quantitative method using a correlational research design. Participants in the survey will be employees of different companies operating in the e-trade industries in Istanbul, Turkey. Data will be collected from respondents by using the conveyance sampling method by contacting human resource managers of the above mentioned firm. In today's rapidly changing social, political, and financial crisis and post-crisis context and in a business environment where uncertainty is increasing, the importance of digitalization has become a popular topic because of its positive effect on employees and organizational productivity. The digitalization is having a substantial impact on the organization and society. Thank you so much. Any question? I think there is no question. I think all presentations are finished. Right? And can we close the session? Kapatalım mı şeyi diye soruyorum da.
Hocam gelmeyecek hocam.
Öyle mi?
Aynen.
I would like to thank all of you for your participation. Thank you for TESAM for this marvelous environment. I hope to see you next year in the 7th TESAM Congress.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. Evet, görüşmek de isterim hatta hepinizle.
Memnun oluruz. Sizin araştırmayla bizimkisi birbiriyle etkileşim içinde olabilir.
Tabii aynen.
Girişimcilik.
Ben mailimi bulabilirsiniz internette.
Bulurum, tamam.
Aynen.
Hocalar memnun oldum. Görüşmekten.
Görüşmek üzere. Sağ olun. İyi akşamlar.
Teşekkürler. Ben de çok memnun oldum. Mr. İsmail Suardi, thank you for your participation. O zaten bitmiş sanırım. Çok nice. Thank you.
Hocam ben oturumu sonlandırıyordum o zaman. İyi akşamlar diliyorum
İyi
herkese.
akşamlar. Çok nice. Hoşçakalın.
Hoşçakalın.